Each month, I'll be sharing what I'm learning, what's working for me. I find this so useful because you guys can actually get a bigger perspective of what's going on behind the scenes, use what's working for me, and avoid the mistakes I've been making. So everything from books I'm reading, new income streams that we're generating, not only with my personal brand, but with the agency I run, with our new educational side of it, business overviews, business fails. Actually, I don't even call them fails because I honestly think that even if it's a fail, it's a lesson learned and it's lessons that we're going to avoid in the future. So all that good stuff is going to be on these videos that I'm going to share with you each and every month. It's like my journey and also things that I really want to share with you. I want you to learn and avoid. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay, first things first is that I think we can all agree that being an entrepreneur isn't easy. It's a pretty interesting process, and I think that it makes you an even bigger and better person, which to me is what we're all here for. So I think it's so important that you pick people to learn from and people to follow that are willing to share their lessons with you, especially for free. I'm not just saying it because I'm sharing it with you guys, but I definitely feel like everybody should pick people to look up to. I know I do it for myself, and most of the times it's either you have to work with them and paid stuff, or you have to learn from them from a book or here or this. But if people are willing to share their ins and outs with you for free, then listen up to what they have to say. I'm not saying learn from everybody, because if you're trying to learn from everybody, it's just a lot of noise, but pick people that are specific to what you want and to where you're trying to grow in the future. That's just something that I personally do, and that's something that I also want to give out to those that are following me, just like you behind the screen. So let's go ahead and get started. It is February. That means that I am going to kind of join these 2 months together that have already passed for this year, but that just means that it's even better for you because it's double the knowledge, lessons, and mistakes to avoid. So this year I launched my first bootcamp. The bootcamp has been such an interesting and such a growing process. We've learned so much from it. We've taken things to improve on. So I definitely want to share the back end of it. So the bootcamp is basically a 4-week program, and I picked it that way because I wanted it to be interactive and I wanted to have a time frame that I could take the people through. I definitely feel like if we go on to a recorded thing, when it's in terms of content, that people push it off, because content is something that, we all tend to push off. It's something that's hard. It's not that easy to be consistent. It's not that easy to always want to get on camera. So that's why I really think that if you have the power behind you and if you have somebody motivating you, then it's a lot easier. So with that being said, the first session of the content bootcamp, which was in January, for this year, I'm doing 1 month on, 1 off. On for now. That's what I have planned so far. So the first session in January went amazing. The boot campers were so cool. Seeing their videos come to life, honestly, they are rock stars. That was amazing. And not only that, but internally, I felt the spark. And I think this is really important for you behind the screen to think about what sparks you. And listen, I've been on this entrepreneur journey for a long time. I've worked with a lot of clients. I've done a lot of things. Now, I'm not saying that I didn't get the spark when I was doing other things. I love the clients that I get to work with. But what I feel now working with these boot campers and being able to teach them lights me up in such a way that I know internally that this is what I want to continue doing. It's something that I personally like, and that for you can be different. That for other people is going out and filming content, like creating videos for products. That can be teaching for you. That can be selling for you. That can be designing something for you. That's very different for each and every one of us. For me, it's teaching and motivating. So that was like a check mark that I confirmed internally of what I like and what I want to keep pursuing. So I'm just excited to see this as it grows and expands. For the first session, of course, like I teach and preach to you guys, I did exactly what I always share with you guys. You test your offer, you test the product, you see how it's performing. So that was amazing to see exactly how I took those boot campers along, the process and the results that they've been making, and then the tweaks that I've had to make, like simplify little things, maybe break up a couple sessions so that it's easier for the future boot campers that are coming along the boot camp to get even bigger and better results. That's something that you always have to do. Don't think that the first time you launch a product, it's going to be the best version of it. It shouldn't be. And if you're thinking that, that's a really big hint that you should be open to change. You should want to keep upgrading your products, your services as time goes by, because you're always looking to improve. So that was one of like the main big things of January. Then another big thing that honestly impacted my January so much was reading the book Profit First. So Profit First by Mike Michalowicz, I think that's how you say his last name, was absolutely amazing. I had it on my to-read list for a long time. And this year I was like, no, I have to get to it because I really want more clarity on my finances. And this is something that not a lot of entrepreneurs are open to talking about. But I'm that one person that I'm like, let's talk money because we need to have more clarity on money. Money is so important. Money honestly opens doors for everyone. And I think that the more comfortable we get with talking about making money, where our money is going, the money that we're getting in, that's why I've always been so open with showing you guys my income streams and, for example, how much I'm making with YouTube and all that good stuff, because it's important for other people, especially other entrepreneurs, to know what's out there in the world. So that's definitely one thing that I'm very passionate about. And this book, Profit First, is basically how to organize your finances in a way that your business is always making profit, okay? I know a lot of you know, and you may even have a business where you could be moving a big chunk of cash. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're making profit. And I know this because in my life, I've been surrounded with a lot of business, like family business, this type of business, where money is moving. So that doesn't mean that, nothing's moving. Money is moving. You're getting orders, you're getting this. The same amount of money that's coming in is coming out. Therefore, you're left with no profit. And that's the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs make. And this book just hits the spot for that subject. So if you're interested in getting more clarity, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you only have to read it if you're not getting profit, because most of you, like me, are probably running a digital business. Therefore, our profit margins are usually a bit higher than brick and mortar. That's usually the standard, just because our income expenses aren't as high as, let's say, okay, to start a business, I need a location, I need to hire this amount of employees. It's not as high, but it does still mean that we need the same amount of clarity. So this book, honestly, whether you're making $10, it shows you how to break up your different buckets, I call, to make sure that you're allocating for each thing, that you're allocating for your profit, that you're allocating for the people that establish your business. So either you, your partners, whatever it may be, your employees, your operating expenses, taxes at the end of the year, because those are big things that entrepreneurs need to have a super clear vision on. So that was something that I'm so glad I got into. I got the help of some consultants. So that was great to learn from them. And I'll continue to share this process as we continue implementing it. Of course, we're still in February. So that means that I've only been using it for a month or two. So I'll keep sharing that, but I definitely want you to read the book, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you haven't heard of it. I really think it's 100% necessary. You can only win from more information that you have, and especially in terms of money. So that was one part. Another big thing that has happened, guys, is that we hit the 3,000 mark here on YouTube. That means there's 3,000 humans that are subscribed, that are learning, and that are wanting to improve their business. And that honestly just fills my heart with a lot of happiness and joy. So it's honestly thanks to all of you that are behind the screen. I created a free mini course, and that's just like my way of saying thank you, guys. I wanted to give you guys a gift. So I created that mini course. If you haven't already checked it out, I'm gonna link it in the description and in the comments below. And it's a course where you're going to get the clarity that you need on your content so that you're not going out and searching for clients, but that clients are actually searching for you. So that's a big, powerful statement that I definitely want you to be checking out, because of course, if we have a business, we want clients. So just leaving that there. And then now let's move on to what's been happening this month, which there are some big lessons in here. So what didn't work so well? At the beginning of this year, we got clear on what we wanted and what we didn't want. What that also meant was that we had to say no to a lot of clients and a lot of new clients. We had to say no to projects that we were being offered, and it kind of sucks because obviously as a business at first, when you're starting off, I remember the first few years, we would take a lot of clients. We would take clients, you know, on things that weren't even in our scope of work because we were just excited to work with them. So saying no to a client at the beginning can feel a little like, oh, are we really saying no to this person, especially when it's like a big brand that you want to work with. But I think it's so important to get that clarity on exactly the goal that you're headed towards and kind of like swish and avoid all the other speed bumps, because that's exactly what I see them as. They're basically speed bumps along your journey. So we're definitely focused on growing the educational side of the agency, which you're going to see a lot more of throughout the year. And that has brought, as I mentioned, you know, those situations where no has to be said, where some clients also had to be basically thrown off of our bucket. Obviously, not really thrown off. We focus a lot on client relationships, especially with our monthly recurring big clients, because we know how much they rely on our services. But it does mean that we have to get clear internally and then show that vision externally. So that's something that I also want you guys to concentrate on. Concentrate on, okay, if we're doing this and this, is that what we're showing? Is there something that needs to be done outside? Is there somebody that really needs to get cut off? Is there something that we have to change? Is there employees that have to leave? And that's the honest truth of it, okay? You, as an entrepreneur, you can't feel bad about hiring or firing when the time is right. So I think that's also super, super important. Outsourcing. Thankfully, I outsourced to amazing video editors that are also allowing me to show up more consistently to provide you guys with a lot more videos and a lot better quality. So I'm super, super happy to have the chance to do that. And that only comes from getting clear on where we're going, where our goal is headed towards. So we have our goal clear. I also learned that according to some people, I move my hands too much, but honestly, that's just how I talk. So it helps me explain myself better, you know, and yes, it's something very small and it's something that I laugh at, but it's something that as you guys start creating content, you guys have to be open to receiving comments from people. I also got told, like, from somebody, I hope this is the last video you made because it wasn't helpful or something like that. Things that, you know, it's funny that people take the time to leave those comments. You just kind of have to laugh at. You can't take those things personally. And I honestly think that as you grow, more and more people are going to dislike you. And to me, I've always celebrated those moments because that means that I'm reaching people outside of my bubble and not just, you know, my bubble of, you know, you guys, my YouTube family, the YouTube family that loves to learn from me, loves how to get more ideas and get more clarity on how to transform their business, right? As we grow and as our YouTube family expands, because I'm not trying to reach every single human being on the planet. I'm only trying to reach those of you that are open to learning and open to taking action and improving from it. So that's another thing that I want you guys to have clear, that as you grow, be open to that. Don't let it bring you down. Celebrate those. That's the way that I see it. Other things that are expanding are also our income streams. So as you guys know, when I talk about we, it's Gabe and I. If you haven't already, check out his channel at Hey Meneses. He focuses on teaching entrepreneurs the e-commerce side of it, how to actually sell your products online. So together we've generating new income streams from affiliate marketing to speaking gigs to our educational products. So that's really, really exciting, but always focusing on the clear guide that we have in mind. And it's something that we didn't even know how it worked at the beginning. We didn't even expect it, but I honestly feel, but it's also thanks to the things that we said no to. I feel like when you say no to things, new things pop up. So that's exactly how I view it. Yes, we might have said no to this client or this brand or this or that because it wasn't really aligned to where we were going, but new things popped up. So remember that whenever you're saying no to things because you have to stay on a path, doesn't necessarily mean that new opportunities won't open up that are on your path, okay? It does mean that you're headed towards something and you're actually working and getting closer to what that end goal is for you. So there you have it. That's basically the roundup of what's been happening. I'm excited to continue to share all the new, maybe not so cool things that are going on and that will continue to go on throughout this year. Let me know how you like this style of video. This is a lot more of open doors behind the scenes of everything that goes on throughout my process. And I think it's also going to help you guys connect a little more with me, get to know me a little better, my business, everything that goes on from the inside perspective, which I love sharing with you guys, because if you guys can learn and if you guys can avoid a mistake that I made, then you know my goal is accomplished. So there you have it. Don't forget to check out the mini course that I created just for you guys downstairs in the comments or the description. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, join our YouTube family. You're always welcome here, and you're going to learn how to transform your business weekly with new videos right here. All right? Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.